Welcome back to Brush Up Your Game, and today a re-review of Wave 5's Borg Tactical Cube, or Cube 138 as we would come to know it. This, cubes gave us a different option in the game. Spheres were definitely the preferred Borg ship. We'll skip ahead. Maneuver dial. It's all about the maneuver dial. And points. Really, it was points. You got more bang for the buck. Generic spheres were cheaper. But if you want a single behemoth ship, and remember this is before the 50-point rule, the Tactical Cube 138 with 6098, 17 durability here. 17, yeah. And the ability to put on Borg Blade of Hull Armor for 7 points instead of 10. And 2 copies of it. Ooh. Yeah, you're looking at a 60-point ship. There were ways to make this thing really tasty. Yeah. Sorry, beyond that, not the best action bar. No evade. You're not going to see evade. This thing was target locking or scanning basically every turn. But you had a crew slot, you had double weapons tech, double Borg. Nowadays, if you look at the captains you could bring on this, again, setting aside rule of 3 and 50-point rule, maybe playing it under like a 60-point rule, this could do a lot of fun things with like a Locutus, a Borg Queen that adds even another Borg slot to get 3 Borg Blade of Armors. Yeah, that would be really cool. Generic Borg Tactical Cubes at 44 points. It's still a beast to cut through. It can be done. It can actually fairly easily be done. But, that's going to be a lot of points, a lot of shots going in to take out 16 durability. Of course, projected stasis field will knock 7 out of that real quick. So, yeah. The Borg Queen that comes with this one, at the start of the game, you get 8 drone tokens. Once per round, you can discard 1 drone token to perform an action from your ship's action bar as a free action. If another Borg ship is in your fleet when your ship is destroyed, you may replace that ship's captain card with this card. If you do so, discard that captain card with all drone tokens from both cards, then place 8 drone tokens on this card. 6 points. But I like this Borg Queen on Borg Voyager. I think this is a really good home for her. She does nice things on that ship because she gets a really good action bar. I'll skip to it when I get a second here. But yeah, her on assimilated vessels is probably the best use for her. Put her on the assimilated Brel, and she can cloak. This is, yeah, it's really the best use for her. Let's look at Borg Voyager here. Yeah, you put her on this. So not only does the ship get a free action, if they do a green maneuver, you get target lock. But then the Borg Queen can do a free battle stations. And then you still have a ship action, probably to do a crew action. It's a good choice. I don't think it's the best captain on that Voyager, but I think it's a really good use for that Borg Queen. So, again, trying to make things work, trying to find homes for them. The tactical drone, and a lot of Borg ships coming with tactical drones. At the start of the game, you get 6 drone tokens. After you spend a target lock token to reroll your dice, you can spend 3 drone tokens to maintain your target lock. Useful against cloaked ships. But aside from that, not something I want to use. This is very expensive. You get 2 uses of this in the entire game, and then you have Captain Skills 0 for 4 points. Way too priced. That's my issue. So, Assimilated access codes. This talent, 5-point talent at that. Action, discard this card to target a ship at range 2 to 3. No range 1. And then discard up to 3 drone tokens from your captain card. Disable a number of active shields on the target ship equal to the number of drone tokens that you discarded with this action. If the target ship is cloaked, you may instead discard 2 drone tokens to flip the target ship's cloak token over to its red side. You can only purchase this for Borg Captain. I think it works with like a Locutus, a Borg Janeway, something like that, who's giving you drone tokens in addition to a solid captain skill. I like this as part of a, I'm going to disable your shields fleet, a projected stasis field, the Vidian ship, assimilated access codes, the Nagvar. I think there's some play there. This is pricey, but being able to knock out 3 shields as part of the overall play or part of the threat, I think it's a needed component. This is another way to potentially deal with cloaking. It's not a great way, not at all, but if you can make them spend an action to cloak when they weren't necessarily planning on it in the next round, I think it can only help. We have another copy of Cutting Beam. We talked about this in the Borg Sphere pack, but the fact that you have to have the Borg Tractor Beam as well just makes it so unplayable. I'd love to see a redone version of this in newer ideas, but it doesn't work. 10 dice is cool. It's mission play, but that's about it. Full Assault, kind of a weird weapon, but you disable the card to perform the attack. You divide the attack between 2 or 3 different ships. If you fire it from Borg Tactical Cube, now you're up to 9 dice. So 9 dice split between 2 ships is actually pretty good. And you can go 7 and 2. It's not a bad way to split it at all. I would point you to that. I think even if you go like 6 and 3, you're putting potential hurt on 2 different ships. I think that can make a difference. But again, I guess what it's doing, it's giving the Borg a way to tackle swarms, fighters. It can kind of help. I don't think it's the best, but it's okay. A Borg missile. This is I'm just going to read it. 6 points, attack, disable the card, perform the attack. The target ship does not sustain any normal damage from this attack. Instead, place 1 auxiliary power token beside the target ship and destroy 1 active shields for each hit or crit result. The target ship does not roll defense dice against this attack. And you can only buy this for a Borg ship. So it's 1 aux power token, period, done. So it's kind of like Ferengi photon torpedoes or several other weapons. You're getting 1 aux power token. Over. Then destroying active shields for hit crits. It's great early. It's great against defensive builds. Those aren't as prevalent, but yeah, the not rolling defense dice is fine, but what happens is ships still get a modified defense dice step, and even attack dice can be reduced. So the Enterprise D can reduce the attack die. The Sutherland can cancel a hit. Evade tokens can be spent. Crew can be used to reduce dice. This doesn't guarantee you, even if you roll perfect, that you're destroying 4 active shields. This feels just very expensive, and that's the problem. Say hello to my cat. Self-destruct sequence is an action. You cannot attack this round. During the next activation phase, you cannot move or take any actions, including free actions. At the end of the next activation phase, after all ships have moved, destroy your ship and roll a number of attack dice equal to your hull value to damage every ship within range 1 to 3 of your ship. A ship does not roll defense dice against this attack unless that ship has a scan token beside it. The problem I have with this is players have too much time to plan. I'm losing my ship. I want to be able to lose it now. I want the fact that the card is face up should tell you I can trigger this at any moment, and you need to be aware of that. If that was the case, it would be good. As it stands, I don't think I've ever seen anyone use it, and you just gotta, yeah. I think losing the last sentence would help it as well, and that would make it a viable threat to uh, to the game. Okay, then we have 4 of 12. This is a 2-point crew action. Discard this card and one of your drone tokens. Target a ship within range 1 to 3. Remove any one token. It's a evade, scan, battle station, blue target lock token from beside the target ship. Then place one scan token beside your ship. If you removed a blue target lock token with this action, also remove the corresponding red target lock token from the player as well. I wish this could remove cloak. It doesn't, obviously. But removing tokens is useful. I just have to out-captain skill you, and that can be problematic. So this could potentially do nothing. Next up, we have the aforementioned Borg Ablative Hull Armor. Costs 10. If you put on Tactical Cube 138, you get it for 7. When defending, convert all of your opponent's crits into hits. Place the damage cards that your ship receives beneath this card. Once there are 4 damage cards, discard this upgrade and all damage cards beneath it. All excess damage affects the ship as normal. So you pay for extra durability. Is it worth it? End of the day, no, not really, but it's there. And it's great if you want to make a single behemoth. Outside of that, you're overpaying. And nowadays, there's ways to get extra durability. We move to the Borg Tractor Beam. We had this on the Sphere pack. You want to see the in-depth review, go look at it there. Borg Alcove. This is another Borg upgrade. Costs you 4 points. Action, add 1 drone token to your captain card. You can't exceed your captain's starting number of drone tokens. Yeah, it's an action to do this. If it was passive, if it was in phase, then it would be the new Queen Vessel Prime, the Octahedron, or Borg Diamond. And it would be really good. And I think 4 points, it would be justified. It could be 2 time tokens, so you get it every other round. That could also work. As it is, as an action just to get a single drone back, I'm not there. I'd be willing to maybe do an action for 2 or 3 drone tokens to come back. That is the captain skill boost. Yeah, I think that's all I'm at. Borg Alcove just, if it's going to be an action to get 1 back, it needs to be way cheaper. But I'd rather have it be a 4-point card that gives me really good effects. And I'm just not there with it. So, we've looked at this stuff before. Borg Alcove, no. Tractor Beam, no. Ablative Hull Armor, I think it had its day. It obviously can't be used in 50-point rule. It can be used in missions, and I think it's interesting there. It's annoying. It isn't necessarily going to help you win, but it could. 4 of 12, got to outskill, and that's the tough part. And then, yeah, basically everything I have issues with in this pack. I do like the Borg Queen. I think she's interesting. I guess you could go Borg Queen with a self-destruct sequence, and then you could move the Borg Queen somewhere else, and that at least helps out. But yeah, overall this pack very middling. as far as I know, decently expensive to try to track down, because tactical cubes are not out in abundance, and because of that, just something I think I gotta say it's not worth the time, the effort, the money to get. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Till next time, keep brushing up your game. Take care.